doom scrolling TikTok thinking that this is something that you want to try and just get going already. If you've ever thought about making VR content, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is you can start today with just your headset and a little dream, brother. The bad news is most new VR YouTubers fail because their videos sound like a toaster. Their thumbnails look like a crime scene, and they talk to the camera like they're reading a grocery list. I've made these mistakes, and I've fixed them, and I'm here to make sure that you don't waste your time doing the same exact thing. Let's get off on the right foot and build your VR channel the right way. Now, when it comes to making VR content on YouTube, there isn't actually a ton that you need. The bare minimum to get started today is the following: a VR headset, and you can start with whatever you have. A Quest 2, Quest 3, Index, PS2 VR, it doesn't matter. If you have a PC, PC VR records in by far the best quality, so if you can, do that. If you can't, let's just start with what we have. Now for your mic setup, I, in my personal opinion, hate the Quest 3 microphone, the Quest 2 microphone. I think it sounds like hot garbage. If it's what you have, it is still better than a gaming headset mic put over your headset and talking into that, so use that if you have it. But I would highly recommend using the Antlion Mod Mic Wireless. This microphone is low profile, it's crystal clear, and it's easy to attach. That is not the microphone I'm recording on today. This is a desktop microphone, but every single video I've ever recorded in VR has been done on the Antlion Mod Mic Wireless because it is so good. Now, if you want a budget option, you can look at clip-on lavalier mics or USB desktop mics. Just know that if you're not close enough to your desktop mic, your audio is going to sound like hot trash, and clip-on lav mics are wired, so you are going to be tethered at some point to your computer, taking away all the room that you might have had otherwise. I would highly recommend a wireless microphone when you're making YouTube content in VR. Now, some VR YouTubers use a camera. Now, this is highly optional. I've never used a face cam for VR. I just don't think it's necessary, but you can certainly do it if you want. You can set up a DSLR, you can set up a webcam, you can kind of show how you're playing whilst playing the game. I know some Ghosts of Tabor YouTubers do this. I do not think it's necessary, but it's there if you want to do it. Not a ton of VR YouTubers are doing that, so it is kind of unique. So maybe if you can come up with an idea to make it pop, it would be a good idea for your channel. However, I digress. This is the equipment that you will actually need to start creating VR content today. All right, bucko, now let's talk about the software that you're going to need to make your life easy. If you want to record your gameplay and you are playing on Quest standalone, you can use the casting option to cast the gameplay to a PC and use OBS. If you cannot do that, then you're going to have to record on the Quest alone, but just know that the mic quality is not going to be super great, but it will, again, still be better than a gaming headset. If you can connect to a PC via Steam Link, Air Link, through a cable, or you're casting from Quest games to the casting on your computer, you can go ahead and use OBS. This is going to be by far your best option. If you are an NVIDIA user, you can also use Shadowplay. However, I prefer OBS Studio for literally everything. After you record your content, you're going to need something to cut that footage up, add effects, add text, add some other stuff, and make it look real pretty, right? So we have a couple options. When it comes to free editing software, you can download and use DaVinci Resolve, by far one of the most powerful free video editors in the world. I do not know how to use DaVinci, so I do not, but I've heard very good things, and I just have been too lazy to take the time to learn it. You can also use CapCut. A lot of people use this for TikTok and Shorts, and you can use Shotcut as well. If you got the capital and the cash and you want to go all in, you can use Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro if you're on the Mac side. I personally use Wondershare Filmora because I enjoy the stickers and the transitions and everything that's included in the paid membership. I just enjoy it. CapCut also has a paid membership that you can do. I also have Adobe Premiere Pro through my job, and it's by far probably one of the most powerful video editors out there. In the audio editing that you can do with it, or the filters that you can put on your audio to make it sound so good and so crisp is amazing. However, I just find Filmora to be way easier to do like little effects and stuff because everything's kind of pre-built in, and I don't really want to go out and find pre-made stuff for Premiere. So there's that. When it comes to thumbnails and graphics, you can use Canva or Photopea for free. Photopea is just a browser-based or open source style version of Photoshop. They have almost all of the same effects as Photoshop can do. If you have the capital capital, again, you can go with Photoshop if you want ultimate control over your thumbnail. Again, I have the Adobe Suite through work, so it's just a matter of, like, I have Photoshop, that's what I'm going to use, but I enjoy Canva because the paid membership of Canva absolutely has this amazing background removal feature that is leaps and bounds ahead of Photoshop, in my opinion. And so I use a combo of both. One of the biggest things that I see that is absolutely ruining smaller YouTubers' channels when it comes to VR gaming is the thumbnails. The thumbnails are absolutely god-awful, just terrible, something I would never, ever click on. One thing that you could do is you could go look at other people in your niche. If you are a Ghosts of Tabor YouTuber, for example, you could go look at Timeless, you could go look at Proxy Boom, you could go look at mine and kind of see what everybody else is doing and what's getting clicks. If you're just using game art as a background with some text on it, you're doing it wrong and you are setting yourself up for failure. Literally just watch a how to make a gaming thumbnail video or several, 5 of them, and then go try it. Stop using the game art, stop using a screenshot and not brightening it up or adding contrast or anything like that. It doesn't look good. It does not look good. It is awful. Just as an example, this is the kind of garbage that I'm talking about. This kind of thumbnail is quick, easy, and is going to get 0 clicks, whereas something like this is going to perform a lot better. Now, both of these took me roughly the same time to make. This one a little bit longer, of course, because of the extra steps, but throwing it all into Photoshop and adding it together and just adding a quick little effect, and then even just coming over here, turning the brightness up a bit. There you go. There has to be effort. If you wouldn't click on your own thumbnail, you can't expect other people to click on it as well. Now, when you start recording your videos, you want to be yourself more than anything else, but turned up to 11. Don't be monotone. VR is immersive and fun, and you got to let that energy out and show. You got to talk like you're explaining the game to a friend, not like you're reading a script like I am here. Keep in mind, too, that jump cuts and pacing do matter. You got to cut out the uhs and the so's. I mean, sometimes you can't, but pauses need to go, or people will leave if it's too slow. Also, use engagement tricks, which I did not do in this video because I'm trying to teach something, but ask a question. Tell people to respond in the comments. Tell them you'll give them a cookie if they stay till the end. Tell them to comment with a specific emoji to get priority access to replies in the comments. There's a million different things that you can do, but ultimately VR is one of the most immersive, fun experiences when it comes to gaming, and you gotta let that energy out, man. If you don't, people are going to leave immediately. Your watch time is going to be low. You're not gonna hit monetization. The algorithm isn't going to push you. So you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Turn it up to 11, but be yourself. Don't change. Be yourself and just have fun and let that fun translate to the video. Now, when it comes to the uploading and growth section of a YouTube channel, I'm not an expert, man, because there's people that have less subscribers than me that are consistently doing 5K, 6K videos, getting over 10,000 views. My stuff averages around 600 to 1,000. All the quote-unquote YouTube gurus out there will tell you that consistency is king, so you want to upload at least once a week to stay relevant. You got to use SEO basics. You got to use searchable titles like Best VR Horror Game 2024 instead of Crazy VR Game. Like, nobody is going to click on Crazy VR Game. People are searching specifically for Best VR Horror Game. They're going to find your video. Not a lot of people are searching Crazy VR Game. But above tags and SEO and description and all that, thumbnails matter a lot more than you think. And if no one clicks, no one watches. So you got to go back to your thumbnail and make sure it is super, super clickable. Now, a lot of people say that shorts and TikTok is a growth hack. I don't really see that. My shorts don't perform very well, but you can cut your funniest moments in those videos into shorts. You can use Filmora. They have a shorts generator. You can use things like Nexus clips or Opus clips to do the same thing. And it basically creates shorts for you, which is super cool and convenient. If you have the budget, I cannot stress how important it is to actually put money into your channel, because if you don't have the good quality, people are not going to watch. If it sounds like you're talking into a telephone, people are not going to listen. If your thumbnail is game art with a text phrase on it, people are not going to click. YouTube is a lot harder, I think, than people realize, whereas you're not just going to upload a video with a shitty thumbnail and expect that you are going to blow up. Hell, a lot of us upload videos with very good thumbnails and very good SEO and all that, and it still only gets 1,000 views. YouTube is not easy. It wasn't designed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would be making millions of dollars like PewDiePie. Whether you like it or not, there's competition in every niche. It doesn't matter. VR, music, travel, learning, all of it. So you need to try to find a way to stand out. There's no magic formula other than you just gotta go and start. You don't need fancy gear. You don't need pro editing skills. I certainly don't. I just kind of chop the video up, take it down to a certain length, and add some sound effects and add some visual effects. Filmora makes that super easy. And I go. If I could afford an editor, I would have an editor, but I just can't. But you just need to start. And now you know how I would do it if I had to do it all over again. You can hit that like button if this helped, subscribe if you want more VR content, and drop a comment if you have any questions about starting a channel. I will get to anybody and everybody that comments on the video and just try to help out, man. Now get out there and make something awesome, brother. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.